yours? Doing well? This weekend, my name is Petrilli, here with my friends at Fishman for a brand new episode of the Riff Rundown. Today's episode is pre-recorded. I'm doing a bit of traveling and gigging these days, but I picked a song that's very nostalgic for me. It's a really fun one. So we're going to be learning Inside Out by Eve 6. What you'll need for this lesson is an electric guitar in standard tuning. If you happen to have like a cool, distortion pedal or something, that kind of helps too. As always, you guys are enjoying the lessons, please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It really does help the cause and helps get the word out there for all of these lessons that I do. And if you'd like to check out all the cool Fishman gear that I use in these lessons, including the Fishman Fluence pickups that I have in my Strat today, you can go ahead and click the link in the video description below. And while you're there, I created a Patreon page. Many of you ask, how can I support you for all these lessons you do on YouTube? You can go ahead and check that out there. It's a ton of fun, really beautiful extension of what we do here on the Riff Rundown, and it helps support me doing these lessons, so I really, really appreciate that. So, as always, you guys know I like to ask a question before we get started, so please let me know where you are tuning in from, your favorite breakup song. So where you're tuning in from, favorite breakup song, electric guitar, standard tuning. Really glad you're here. Here is Inside Out by Eve 6. So that's the tune today. It's really, really fun to play. It starts out very mellow and then it gets really big. So let's go ahead and get started at the chorus. The song opens with a chorus, which is kind of cool. I love when songs do that. So with this very clean guitar, you can notice I have a little bit of dirt on this because those of you who know the song knows that it needs to be pretty heavy. So we have the chorus here. All of these chords in this first chorus, they are all going to be strummed one time and you let it ring nice and light and gingerly. Okay, so as far as the chords go, we start off with an A major. For this part of the song, I like to play the A major like this. So second, third, and fourth finger, second fret of the D string E, third finger, second fret of the G string A, and then pinky finger on the C sharp, second fret of the B string. Strum from the A string downward and let it ring. Nice and light. From there, we're going to go to an E major. What are the notes on this chord? E, G sharp, and B, the 1, 3, and 5. So how we play it is like this. First finger on the G sharp, first fret of the G string, second finger, second fret of the A string B, and then third finger, second fret of the D string E. Strum everything. From there, we're going to go to this B5, but instead of it being just a regular B5 power chord with the second finger on this second fret of the A string, and then on the F sharp, fourth fret of the D string, and then the B on the fourth fret of the G string, you're also going to play the high B string open as well. So it's going to sound like this. So one thing to keep in mind, try not to bend the strings and kind of pull down because then it's going to sound out of pitch and we don't want this. So curl the fingers, perfect pressure. Okay, notice how I'm playing this very lightly. Okay, make sure that's nice and good and clear. So from there, we're going to go back to that A, back to the E major, to the F sharp major power chord. We're going to play all 6 strings here. I know many of us don't like bar chords, but this is an important one to know, okay? So you're going to get your first finger, placing that across the second fret, okay, of all 6 strings. We don't want to be right on top of the fret. It's going to sound muddy and fuddy. That we do not want. So you want to get as close to the fret as you can without being on top of it. Second finger placing that on the 3rd fret of the G string, which is going to be our C sharp, because in F sharp, it's F sharp, A sharp, and C sharp. That's what builds that chord. 3rd finger plays the C sharp, 4th fret of the A string, and then pinky finger plays that other F sharp on the 4th fret of the D string. Strum everything. Let it ring. Okay, let that sustain. From there, we're going to go from E to that B5, but with this particular B5, okay, I want you to strum the open B string and the open E string. From there, go to the F sharp again. And repeat that. Play the B5 here with the open B string only to F sharp. So here's the whole chorus. I'm going to play it a little bit faster. So here we go. Now to A, E, F sharp. Now E, B, F sharp. And repeat that. So into this verse is where you're going to want to stomp on that cool distortion pedal, or play a little heavier, but definitely some distortion is needed here. So here is the verse. Now, the chords we're going to play for this first half. We're going to play a B5 to an F sharp 5, A5 to a G5, then B5, F sharp 5, E5, okay? And here's going to be the strumming pattern for all of these chords. We're going to go 2 downward strokes. Notice how it got heavier, right? So 2 downward strokes. We're going to mute with this part of the hand. With our strumming hand, we're going to go down, up, down, up. Okay? So we've got this. Let's do that again with the B5. Now to the F sharp 5, same strumming pattern. And notice how the F sharp 5, it's just like the F sharp, but we omit that second finger because we are only highlighting the F sharp, C sharp, and the F sharp. Now we're going to go to our A5. First finger on the 5th fret of the E string, A. 3rd finger is playing the E note, 7th fret of the A string, and then we're playing another A here with our pinky finger, 7th fret of the D string. Same strumming pattern. Okay, from there, G5, because we know, hey, wait a second, A and G are a whole step apart. For us guitar players, that's 2 frets. So we go to the 5th fret, 4th fret, 3rd fret. There's our G note there, and then we're going to get our 3rd finger on the D note, 5th fret of the A string. Pinky finger plays the other G octave, okay, on that 5th fret of the D string. So let's play the whole thing without the commentary. Here we go. Next 3 chords, it's going to be B5, F sharp 5. Now what we're going to do here, we're going to do 2 measures of this E5. How I like to play this E5, I'm going to get my first finger only, placing that across the 2nd fret of the A string, which is B, and then 2nd fret of the D string, which is E. So we've got open E string, just those top 3 strings. We're going to go 2 downward strokes, down, up, muting, and we're going to repeat that. Just like that. This whole section will be repeated 2 times. So let's go ahead and do that now. Here's the first part of the verse. Repeat. That's the first part of verse 1. From there, we're going to end verse 1 with a B5 to F sharp 5 to A5 to G5. Now here's where it's different. B5, F sharp 5. We're going to do a beautiful open G chord here, and we're going to strum it a couple times. So those of you who don't know how to play a G chord, first 4 fingers, first finger, second fret of the A string, which is B, second finger, third fret of the low E string, G, third finger, D note, third fret of the B string, pinky finger, G note, third fret of the high E string, strum everything, and strum it. Okay, just like that. So let's go ahead and play that first verse through. That will then lead us into our chorus. So here we go, verse. That G chord. So that's what's happening there. That's verse 1. Verse 2 is going to be a little different. Okay, so just keep that in mind. We'll go over it in a second. So as far as the chorus goes, it's going to be the same exact chords. A to E to B5, A to E to F sharp, E to B5 to F sharp, E to B5 to F sharp. Those are the chords in the chorus. However, instead of playing them, right, just with one strum each, we're going to go ahead and strum these out. So the chorus will sound like this. And notice something very cool happens with that first F sharp. So here we go. So notice we stop it. So we strum that F sharp once. Think of it as an exclamation point that we have in this chorus. You will strum it one time, downward stroke, mute with this side of the hand on those strings. Don't press, just gingerly put them on top of the strings, and that will do it, okay? From there, we go to E to B5 to F sharp twice. That sounds like this. So that's what's happening there. I'm going to play through that chorus again. Notice how it's the same chords, we just strummed them out a little bit. And again, if you guys are enjoying these lessons, don't forget to click that thumbs up button. Really does help the cause with the algorithm. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to have you join us. So here we go, chorus. From there, we go into verse 2. Verse 2 is going to be a little bit different. It's a little bit shorter, okay? So verse 2 sounds like this. B5, and notice, same strumming pattern here, folks. B5 to the F sharp 5, to A5, back to that G5, B5, F sharp 5, E5. Same as verse 1. To B5, F sharp 5, A5, G5, and then we have B5, F sharp 5, to G. So that's what's happening there with all the commentary. So let's go ahead and do verse 2 without the commentary. Here it is. I'll play it a little bit slower. Here we go. Follow along. that G chord. Okay, from there we go into a chorus. So, same exact way we played the chorus the first time. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go through verse 2, through that chorus, and then we'll go ahead and look at that bridge. I'm going to play the verse to speed, all right? So follow along. So here we go. Chorus. So that was chorus 2. So let's go ahead and look at the bridge. So the bridge sounds like this. If you want to work on palm muting, it's a really great part to work on. So it sounds like this. So that's what we're going to deal with. So let me show you how to do that. So the chords that we're dealing with, it's going to be a B5, E5, A5, E5. So B, E, A, E, but that's the 5 power chords because that's what the song's all about today. So we're going to play the B5 as we did from the very, very top of the song. Okay, nothing has changed here. We're just going to articulate the chord a little bit differently. So what we're going to do here is we're going to play this B note, okay, at the 2nd fret of the A string. We're going to strike that 4 times with our pick, okay, and we're going to strike downwards 4 times. Just like that. But notice here, I'm palm muting. I've got this side of my hand, okay, right in front of this bridge. This part of the guitar, we all have this kind of part on all of our electric guitars. This is called a bridge. So I like to put it just in front of it, okay? And what I'm going to do here, notice when I attack the note, it sounds a little muffled. We want this, or muted, right? Notice when I lift, that's not muted. So we want that sound, okay? And that's just placing this here. Just place it on top, don't press, okay? So we've got, from there, we strike that 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then strike the chord twice. Just like that. Now notice, a lot of wrist movement here. I'm not using the elbow whatsoever. I'm not using it at all. So all wrist movement here. Okay? That's what we're looking for, okay? So from there, we're going to go to an E5. I'm going to play it the same way with one finger. I'm going to play that open E string now 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then strike the chord 2 times. Just like that. So it sounds like this. Okay, let's do that again with the B5. So notice how that E string was already open, right? So when we switch from that B to that E5, see that little pivot point there? That first finger? All you're going to do, leave it there, lift the 3rd and 4th out of the way. Okay? I'm going to do that again. Okay? That's what we're looking for. So when we go to the A5, which is next, check this out. This shape, bring it down. That's all you got to do. So open A string this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, A5, A5 twice. And from there, move this back up. That's how we get to that E5. 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down. That's the whole bridge. We're going to repeat this 5 times. So we'll do it a couple times here. E5 to A5 to E5. Let's do it a little faster. Here we go. B5, E5, A5, E5. Again. As as you continue to practice this, and I encourage you, practice this slowly, you'll see how that movement is all first finger. Be very, very tuned in, right, and methodical, very well-intentioned when you're working on this part. See, it's all that first finger. So think about, where you are on the neck and how to make the most precise moves with really good intention. Okay, so that's what's neat here. So really, we're not moving a lot. And once you get this down, again, very little wrist. Okay, slight movements. So that is repeated 5 times. Okay, all that. My best scatting there for the chords. Okay, so once we get to the final part, so this is the 6th time that we run this through, we're going to do that same pattern with the B5 and the E5. We're going to get a little bit of a break. When we get to the A5 and the E5, we're just going to strum those chords 2 times through, 2 downward strokes. Each A5, you could choose to do the scrapes if you want, totally, if you want. Okay, so that's what it sounds like. So let's pretend I've been going through this. This is the 5th time. And the final time. Okay, so that bridge leads us into our final chorus. This is what's really, really cool here. Very smart songwriting here. The final chorus, it's the same words, right, as the chorus we saw with the A major. But this time, we maintain the B5, E5, A5, E5, okay? But the chorus is being sung over that. So it sounds like this. All we're going to do is strum these chords now. So B5, E5, A5, E5. So that's like our final chorus is being sung over those chords. It's going to be repeated 4 times. So I'll do that again. Okay, so that's that final chorus. So now we have an outro with the same chords, okay? We're just going to strum them a little bit differently. So what we've got here is we're going to strum each of these chords 4 times. I like to do down, up, okay? Could you da-da-da-da, all 4 downward strokes? You could. I like to go up to you, okay? So really, whatever makes you feel better. It's still going to sound great. So we've got B5, E5, A5, E5. That's repeated 3 times, okay? So that sounds like this. And this is our outro. Blah, say that 10 times fast. Outro. 2nd time. Last time. Now on the 4th time, a little different. B5, strum it 4 times. E5, strum it 4 times. With the A5, we're going to strum it 3 times. And then we're going to go to an F5, F sharp 5 rather. And we're strumming that 2 times. Okay, so that sounds like this. The final time. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that outro again. Here we go. Last time. Okay. So from there, the rendezvous, let them through you, right? That final line. We're going to go back to the very ginger, open, clean strumming. It's going to start with an E major. So da 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 da. from listening to the album version, it sounds like this. That they have that open E string before they go into that F sharp 5. That's what it sounds like to me. So I'll do that again. All right, so that would be the final part of that outro. All right, so that's the entire song. It's really, really fun. Again, really works on those bar chords, those power chords, all of that stuff. So what we'll do here, okay, we've got that first chorus. It's a little long, so but we know I'll play the second half of it. We're going to run through all the parts. We've got plenty of time. Again, you're enjoying the lessons. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel. It really does help the cause. Clicking that like button really does help as well, and the notifications button helps a lot. And you want to check out all the cool Fishman gear, including these awesome Fluence pickups. Link is in the video description below. So I will do that final part, that E, B, F sharp from the chorus, and then we'll run through all the parts. So here we go. E. Here comes the chorus, big. Repeat. Chorus G. Chorus. Here we go, verse 2. It's a little shorter. Chorus. That bridge. Palm muting, here we go, B5. Okay, repeat that 5 times. And then we're gonna go into the final part, part 6. To that A5, E5, then we have our final chorus, strum out those chords starting with the B5. Here we go. So that's repeated 4 times, okay? So then our outro, here we go. Remember the down, up, okay? Each chord gets 4 hits, here we go. Repeat that 3 times, then we get into the final part. Into the final. So that's the tune Inside Out by Eve 6, one of my favorite songs out of the late 90s. Again, wishing you all so much success in your musical journeys. This one was a blast. I had so much fun teaching this one. Happy playing, everybody. This was such a blast, and take care.